How's it going? We're gonna start off by talking about or clearly identifying the target audience for the persuasive campaign, a clear purpose for the campaign, an assessment of the target audience, data and evidence that describes the audience, a clear description of the challenge facing the organization, also supported by data and evidence, strategic persuasive goals that outline the campaign, sample media of persuasive campaign. This should include print samples, which I do have. A rationale as to why your proposal is best course of action. And at least three key concepts from textbook must be described connected to the proposed campaign. So let's get started. So my purpose and my the campaign for the campaign I'm running is Neutralite uh, from Amway. Neutralite is a vitamin, mineral, and dietary supplement brand that is beneficial to living a healthy lifestyle and a better quality of living. Many of the supplements help with weight management, heart health, and general nutrition. These supplements are naturally produced through organic farms that give vitamins and minerals that are more effective than any other supplement on the market. The science behind these highly effective supplements are made with technology and methods that innovate the way vitamins and minerals are used and support our bodies. Um, the health alternatives from Amway, such as Nutrilite vitamin supplements, excess energy, protein, and meal bars, are much more beneficial to our bodies than alternative products meant to do the same thing. All the ingredients are made naturally, and people who are serious about health and fitness, who want to grow up feeling like they can take on the world, should participate in trying out these products. These supplements aren't in stores. You can only buy them online or through uh, somebody who works for the company, and I believe that the news of their health benefits needs to be spread to a healthier America. Amway's large array of products and brands like Nutrilite and Excess Energy will help people have a or live a happy and more quality way of life, giving them health and energy to reach their maximum potential. So, start off with the assessment of the target audience. To reach my target audience, I plan on using a lot of personalization to connect not only to myself and fitness, but the skepticality I had when trying these new health supplements. I plan on targeting the young to middle age demographics who want to push their limits, who also may not be in the shape that they would prefer to be in. The target audience would range from people roughly 18 to 35 who need motivation to begin improving on themselves. Testimony to relate to the target audience like mine is I've always enjoyed playing soccer, wrestling, and running for most of my life, and I always loved seeing the results I would get from pushing myself to the limit. Eating good and getting all the proper vitamins and minerals that my body needed was one of the key essentials to health and body improvements that I knew and I had to focus on more than I was. When I first heard about Amway and brands like Nutrilite and Excess Energy, I was very skeptical myself when first introduced. I can't describe to you how many specific and in-depth questions I had asked when sampling the array of products sold. My friend Dan, who actually works with Amway, the people who sell Nutrilite, showed me the different meal bars, protein bars, and excess energy. Me being as health conscious as I am, I was always checking labels like it was the death of me. Found the ingredients in products people buy daily at a local grocery stores, whether it's Gatorade and protein bars, have a superfluous amount of excess chemicals, excess amounts of nutrients. An example would be like saturated fats, calorie, carbs, but more than necessary. I found that Amway makes a powerful effort in making healthier alternatives than what are on the market today. And the next portion I worked on was the data and evidence. Few things are more persuasive than fear, with the exception of psychopaths. The most effective way to persuade people is by activating their threat detection mechanisms, um, which would mean like, for example, with like the Nutrilite with my persuasive campaign would be like telling people if they don't if they don't use our products or get their act together, that they'll start losing progress. Um, this explains why people are generally more motivated to avoid losing something they perceive they have than gaining something they may want to have. Buy this and you'll live longer is generally less effective than buy this or you'll die sooner. And according to Nutrilite's main website, Nutrilite's only global vitamin and mineral brand to grow, harvest, and process plants on certified organic farms. What that means is they refuse to use synthetic pesticides and fertilizers that contain chemicals not healthy for consumption. They replenish soil so they can get the best out. Much of the technology used in the organics farms is to capture phytonutrients, uh, which is nutrients from plants at their peaks, as seen on Amway.com. Many Americans and probably some of the people here aren't getting enough nutrition, maybe not from eating enough fruits or vegetables and being deficient in certain vitamins. Um, and a team of more than 900 scientists, engineers, and technical professionals work in 75 research and development and quality assurance labs worldwide to support product development and create a culture of scientific excellence. And I think this is a really good example of a logos that I would use, especially in my advertisement for my campaign. Um, Unlike GNC products, Nutrilite products are more effective and fulfills what your body needs to live a healthy lifestyle. I did was the strategic persuasive goals that outline the campaign. I'm going to use strategic goals to reach my target audience that will demonstrate what the campaign is trying to persuade. Plan on advertising on television channels that televise sports events like football games and soccer games. Um, this will get people who are passionate about exercise to see the message. Um, and I plan to use this ethos, pathos, logos in my advertisements. Ethos, um, logos, and pathos were Aristotle's three forms of rhetorical proof, meaning they were primary to his theories of persuasion. Um, and ethos refers to credibility of the speaker and includes three dimensions: competence, trustworthiness, and dy- dynamic or bleh, dynamism. That's what it was called. um, I plan on using I plan on using a lot of logos to talk about facts when it comes to the product's benefits and spread the pros over other campaigns that are very similar. Um, Sampling social media, I would start off advertising on Facebook, Twitter, other social media platforms to be able to reach my audience. I want to bring together the community who appreciates the same values that Nutrilite has to offer. The target audience I plan on to advertise would be at a gym who enjoy drinking energy drinks. People who go to the gym are also people who want to better themselves on an everyday basis. So by advertising or co-advertising with gyms, I can get my products well known on Facebook. I can make statuses every day to um, show that not only do does our company want to uh, make people's lives better, but you can do that using the energy drinks or whatever other products that are sold by Nutrilite. Social social media is the new age of communication and is changing the world at an alarming rate and gives access to a variety of functions to talk to friends, promote businesses, and advance capitalism through newer companies by bringing society that much closer to one another. Um, Companies and other social media such as Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter have revealed the sheer impact it has brought to the world of advertisement, and it would be really, honestly, a really good idea, especially for a persuasive campaign, to really utilize those functions. Um, some of the challenges that would face my persuasive campaign would biggest challenge is that the products aren't sold at any store and it's only sold online. It would limit most of the customer bases because they don't know that it's sold in stores. It could be a struggle to push the products. It's solely what you advertise on social media. Um, You might not have the product in time you want it because you know you're ordering online. You might have to wait for a product to get home rather than having easy accessibility, rather than when you can get it at the store. Uh, Next thing I was going to talk about was campaign proposal, best course of action, and why my campaign is going to be would be better than other people's. And I think people who look up professional athletes and people want in the Olympics, those who have childhood dreams will tend to link success of the athlete to the product. I think this is huge in growth of the business because most people who are athletes want to peak their performances on the field. It will be successful rather than the proposals because it has a strong focus on people who are trying to push their limits when it comes to physical activities. My campaign will use a lot of scare tactics when trying to convince athletes that if they don't use the products, they could be hindering their performance. Um, some key concepts I would use from the textbook would be Cialdini's 6 principles. I only mentioned two, which was liking and I used social proof and consensus, just because I'd use all of them, but just for example. So liking, I would advertise with people who are like really athletic, who like are at the peak prime of their fitness, and like to I guess show a image of the business and what it can do for you. Social proof would probably be more like um, because many people in our social environment attempt to have a strong connection to everyone and achieve. We want try to use a celebrity as a or somebody who's well known in the area to be able to sponsor a product because people will be like, well, that person uses that, so it must work. So putting myself in the shoes of an audience to promote the campaign, I would think of things about myself and I want to change in the same way others to figure out ways to trigger the part of the brain. Um, One change in my recent behavior has been a spike in motivation towards schoolwork and stuff like that. And uh, these are just many examples. I would also use the theory of recent action, explain your path to success. The theory of recent action is one of the 3 models of persuasion that helps people in the world of communication understand the reasoning for someone's change in behavior. And I would use all of these because I think they would really benefit um, not the persuasive campaign and make for a really successful campaign.